All of the methods and tactics of attracting new clients to you really falls into two categories. And I only just realized that we have to have at least one method from each one of the categories if we want to build a successful business. The best firms in the world have figured that out. But most firms that I see, they spend their time in really just one category when it comes to attracting new clients. And to be honest, I only figured this out just recently because we've had one strategy that's really getting great results. It's getting over 50 prospects each month reaching out to us. And we thought we didn't really need to have any other form of client attraction happening here at Streamline, but we were wrong if we really want to have a successful firm in the future. And by the way, I'm Dave Zoller and I run Streamline Financial here with Tim, and we've had success with finding new clients and attracting new clients each month, and we're doing this channel so we can share some of the things that are working here as we run this firm and also share some of the mistakes. So if you're an advisor, be sure to subscribe so that you don't miss the next video. Usually I do one per week. And if you'd like to get some trainings that you can't really get anywhere else on social media, sign up for the weekly email below this video, and I usually send out one per week as well, but with a different training, usually just for that special group of advisors. So first, let's go over the two categories that I was talking about when it comes to attracting new clients, and then I'll put in the actual marketing and client attraction methods or tactics under each one of the categories. Then you can pick one from each category and work on that moving forward. Category one is linear, which really just means linear is you can put in X, let me get the right utensil, and you know what sort of input is needed to get the Y outcome or get whatever outcome. And accurately measuring it is important because if you can increase this, then you know what the outcome will be as well. And then category two is exponential, which just means that if you put X effort in, the Y continues to rise and it rises at a steady rate over time. That might seem impossible, but I'll explain more on how advisors are doing this right now, because this is how you can actually add leverage to your business. So let's go over the different methods under each one of these categories, and then you can decide which one makes the most sense for you and where to focus your energy. So under category one, there's really only four methods, really the only four ways that you can attract new clients to you. The first one is paid advertising. Now, the important part of this is that you can actually accurately measure the outcome. So it's easy to measure the success of, say, like a Facebook ad or LinkedIn ad campaign or YouTube ads or things like that online, because all the clicks and data, they're tracked and measured, and you can find out how much X dollars it takes to get Y outcome or Y number of clients. Other forms of paid advertising like radio or newspaper or TV ads, some advisors are using those, but it's a little bit harder to measure the success of it. Not many advisors I know are using paid ads, and we're not currently using it either, and I'll share why we stopped, but there are some amazing stories and some amazing firms that are having a lot of success with it. There's actually another video on this channel that I'll share at the end of this one where I talked to an advisor who had tremendous success with advertising and paid ads, and he essentially turned this into kind of like a faucet where he could turn on and turn off the number of prospective clients reaching out to him. And they actually were able to grow from 0 to over 250 million in AUM in under 5 years. So I'll share that video coming up. Now, next is probably the advisor's least favorite method of client attraction, and that's cold, right? Cold outreach. It's things like cold calling or cold emails or cold LinkedIn messages, or maybe even cold mailings, blanket emailings to invite to a seminar, or maybe the scariest of them all, which is door knocking. Thankfully, I've never had to experience any of those, but I know a lot of advisors who have, or maybe they still are, and they know if they knock on X number of doors, then they'll get X number of meetings or maybe X number of clients. But what I've heard from other advisors is that the input is growing more and more over the years, the last few years, in order to get that same Y output. So they're having to put in a lot more effort to get the same result of what they used to get. And plus, this one can be I've heard from some, it could be the most damaging psychologically. It could be the most difficult to do. And let's just say if we can avoid that one altogether, that would be a good thing. And by the way, if you're watching this and you're liking it, subscribe to this channel if you don't ever want to have to resort to cold outreach, because I'm talking about some of the other client attraction methods in this channel and in future videos, so subscribe if you're interested in that. On to the next strategy of attracting clients to you, and that is through content. It's content either on your website or social media or podcasts or a YouTube channel. We started doing this about 4 years ago using LinkedIn, and it was one of the best decisions we ever made when it comes to growing our firm. After some time of creating simple text posts on LinkedIn, I started testing short videos. And then I started posting some of those videos on YouTube to kind of have a library of content. And then that's when things hit a whole new level for Streamline. Currently, we're getting over 50 prospects per month reaching out to us to want to have an intro call from our YouTube channel. But because of the success of this, we're not currently doing what I said in the beginning, that critical factor of looking at what the exponential methods of growing your firm are. But I'm optimistic. I'm looking forward to the future because now we've got a few different methods, one in each camp here, that we're going to start doing. And for us specifically, when it comes to content and YouTube, we're able to measure the number of views, how many views it takes to have one new high net worth ideal client. That's kind of how we're doing the measuring of success. Now, the last linear method, meaning one for one, is with partners, strategic partners, or we could also include CPAs in this. Now, the first 8 years of being at Streamline, this is one of the main methods that we used. And I've got a lot of ideas on this topic of CPA relationships because I was in a CPA firm, and that's how I actually started, was doing taxes. And while I was doing that, I was getting pitched by advisors frequently as well. And to learn more about some of the things that I learned when it comes to CPA referrals, look for a video coming up at the end of this video as well. So those are the 4 linear client attraction methods. And that means, again, you put one in and then you usually get one out. So many views equals one new client, or so many dollars equals one new meeting. So we felt pretty confident in this area of having a linear method, but the one that's missing is the exponential method to growing our firm or to finding new clients or attracting new clients. And you've probably already guessed what I'm talking about here or what's missing, and that's referrals. And it's not the pushy or awkward referrals like, having them write down the names of their friends or saying there's 2 ways that I get paid or things like that. But why is this exponential? Well, it's because on the linear method, we know that 1 equals 1 output, 1 input equals 1 output. The exponential method, if you have a system that works, that means one new client, really it would look like this. One new client may be bringing 2 new clients if you have a system that works. And then those 2 are bringing 2 more. So as you can see, it gets exponential all from one client very quickly. So it's different from linear. It doesn't just equal 1, but it equals a lot more than that. If you and I can do this effectively, then it gets us less reliant on always having to do the one for one, put in enough X inputs, but really the business starts to multiply just by itself and getting new clients through referrals. And because when we think about it, if I took 2 months or 3 months off from YouTube and making YouTube videos, we would see a drastic drop in the number of people reaching out to us. But if we had a proper referral system working that wasn't awkward or pushy or anything like that, then the advisors are running it the right way, then we'd be doing just fine, even if YouTube wasn't working anymore. So here's the action steps for you. Pick the exponential method or just look at referrals and ask, do I have a system that's working? This is kind of like the constant flame that's just slowly burning in a good way in the business. Then the second thing is pick one of the methods over here on the linear side that you're going to focus on or that you're going to explore more, because this is like the fuel that really gets added to the fire and really can boost things up pretty quickly. So if you like this video, if it was helpful, do me a favor and click the like button, and then put in the comments below which one of the methods do you want to focus on next or learn more about next, or do you have a proper and good referral system right now? If you do, I might be interested in talking with you just to see what you're doing and what's working. I'll be talking about all of these except for cold calls in future videos, so be sure to subscribe, and then I'll see you there. Take care.